This year alone, I have gone on 30 to 40 first dates. Some with men, some with women, and some that identify as other. It starts as any other normal date would. I call them up and we agree upon a time that's convenient for the both of us. The day of the date comes and I spend way too much time primping in the mirror to make sure I look presentable, as first impressions are crucial. We meet and the small talk starts of how we came to be there. So-and-so said that we would hit it off or that we should meet up. As we're getting seated, laughs have occurred, smiles have already been exchanged, and it's going well because, after all, we are here to lay the groundwork for what I hope is a lasting relationship. As we're seated, I get a little more information out of them before I flirtatiously say the best phrase on our date: "Let's go get you shampooed." I know what you were thinking, that I held the key to finding you a life partner or that I was some matchmaker, but in reality, you're already dating someone and you don't even realize it. You're a hairstylist. For the past 16 years, I feel like I have been dating many of my guests. Very early on in my career, I started thinking that it was like a first date, so I jokingly told my first-time guest there that it was, and it just kind of stuck. The similarities were all there for me: the nervousness of, is this going to be awkward? The hopefulness of, am I going to click with this individual? And the desire to get to know their personal history and their wants and needs. When the first date went well, I always jokingly said, so how about a second date? I casually date some of my people now. Some I'm married to. Some have chemical dependency issues on me because of their hair color. Some I recently discovered I'm polyamorous with, and my favorite is when I'm cheated on in the chair right next to mine. So what makes a great relationship with your hairstylist? The factors really aren't any different from any normal relationship: honesty, trust, and respect. Honesty. When you go to a first-time hair appointment, there's a consultation. If you're not open and almost emotionally vulnerable right off the bat, there's no way that I'm going to get you to where you want to be in that appointment. Trust. This one cracks me up. When is the last time that you sat down with a complete stranger that you've just met and said, "Oh, I trust you"? It's not exactly a reality. Yet it's the first thing and the most common thing that I hear from a lot of guests in the salon. I trust you. And the last one, respect. You sought me out, or you were referred to me as a professional hair provider, so you know that my skill set is there. When I make professional recommendations or I'm thinking about the health and integrity of your hair, please know that you're my walking billboard and I want nothing more than for you to look beautiful. The longest and most meaningful relationship that I've had is with my platonic girlfriend now, Robin, who, no matter if I've lived 20 minutes away from her or 2.5 hours down the road like I do now from Gallipolis, she comes to me. I have seen Robin through the dating and marriage of her current husband, Josh, the birth of their 2 beautiful children, Jackson and Ella. I've seen her go from being a registered nurse to climbing the corporate side of a hospital and the dreaded PTA presidency. No thank you, by the way. Because of our relationship, I now have Sherry and her sister-in-law, Jessica. Sherry's her mother-in-law. And we've been doing the group thing now for about 12 years. They were all guests at my wedding because you want your girlfriends at your side when you're getting married. So I've talked about the 3 factors: honesty, trust, respect. There is one question that I would caution you to ever ask, be it on a first date, that correlates with a question that I was trained to never ask a first-time guest in the salon. The date question is, why are you single? Well, I don't know. I think I'm pretty great. And I knew that it was always a backhanded compliment, but it correlates with the question in the salon world of, why did you leave your last stylist? Well, 1, that information doesn't matter, and it sets you up for kind of an icky feel. And 2, I am about to do your hair so well that you'll forget that any stylist messed it up before me. That being said, there are 3 questions to ask yourself whether you have the perfect partner intimately or the perfect hairstylist professionally. How do they make you feel? Are you better because of them? And do you wish for more time with them? How do they make you feel? For me, feelings and emotions and gut give me a validity that can't be matched by any monetary gain. Think of the power that I have as your hairstylist. I can make your hair color a dream or a nightmare for the next 6 to 8 weeks. I can take you back to first grade picture day when mom got a hold of your bangs like that with a snip of the shears. I can completely alter a homecoming, prom, job interview, meeting of the future in-laws, or the mecca of all hair appointments and a talk all its own, your wedding. It's not a power that I wield foolishly. And the old adage goes, when you look your best, you feel your best. Are you better because of them? Earlier I talked about a gut feeling and being better. The people that I have got to cultivate relationships with far surpass anything else. I think of Miss Barbara, who every 6 weeks comes in and I highlight her hair, and she is the reason that I'm at all successful with indoor plant life. I think of Miss Ella, probably the most beautiful woman placed on God's earth. She brings me her hair pieces, and we actually do have a little bit of church together. I think of Miss Julie, who I call Sis. She makes sure that I put myself first in life and spiritually kind of counsels me and makes sure I go to the doctor at least once a year. And recently I've adopted Mr. Adam, a 32-year-old Air Forceman who has discovered skincare and texts me incessantly because of it. I have therapy with these people. By the way, that's trademarked. At no additional cost. Do be mindful of what you share with your hairstylist, because we know a little more than some licensed professionals and also priests. And then the final question, do you wish for more time with them? The only part of my job that's taxing is I date 8 to 10 people a day. And who I am for those 8 to 10 people shifts, sometimes dramatically and sometimes in small amounts. But the question goes, if I don't do it for you, who will? I love being the person that they come to the salon and get excited as soon as they see. I like being the one that takes someone who's had a heavy work day and lightens their load simply because of a cut and style. These are flattering, beautiful individuals that come to me with their issues, and I get to instantaneously change it just by using shears. Go back to me, if you will, to the thought of one of the last first dates you had. At the end of it, the awkwardness is starting to creep in, and those questions of, do I pay? Do they pay? Am I supposed to hug this individual? I have to ask for consent for that. All of these things that kind of tighten your chest a bit at the end of a first date completely don't exist at the end of a first-time hair appointment. As I'm walking you to the front desk, we both feel calm and cool and lifted. I'm feeling confident because of our exchange. You're feeling more beautiful because of the work that we accomplished together. But now I'm just going to leave you with the one phrase that you've been hanging on since I started this talk and say, let's go get you shampooed.